you ready?
I'm ready.
It will kill.
The Cinquedea. Developed in Italy during the Renaissance, the Cinquedea gained popularity among civilian noblemen. This large double-edged sword delivered lethal cuts in close-quarter attacks and was worn on the hip to be swiftly drawn in times of threatening encounters. Derived from the Italian word for the number 5, the name Cinquedea represents the blade measuring 5 fingers wide at the base, which became an excellent canvas for intricate artwork. With functionality in mind, swordsmiths also included fullers to lighten the weight of this otherwise heavy sword. Although the Cinquedea lost its popularity after the 16th century, it has recently made a comeback in the video game, Assassin's Creed.
The Cinquedea was used for civilian dress, but it served one purpose: to kill. I will take your weapon and deliver killing blows to this big carcass. Dan, you're up first. You ready?
Yes, sir. I'm a little concerned when I see how well constructed Neil's blade is. But I've got a 50-50 chance of winning. Either God wills it or God doesn't.
All right, Dan, on the backhand slash, cut all the way through and lacerated the ribs. On the other edge, it cut the spine in half. The balance of the blade makes it very wieldable in combat. Your weapon will kill.
Thank you.
All right, Neil, you ready?
Ready.
Let's do this. Okay, Neil, this is heavier compared to Dan's blade, but the edges are sharp enough to lacerate the spine all the way through. The base and the weight allows for a power slash. Overall, your Cinquedea will kill. Good job. Up next is a sharpness test. We will test both of the edges of your blades by delivering a strike across these ratchet straps. Dan, you're up first. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this. My hand will tend to choke up all the way to the guard. This weight distribution basically pulls the blade away. Definitely the sword on both sides is easy enough to slash through and deliver a slice that cuts through all these ratchets. Your blade, sir, will cut.
Thank you.
Good job. Neil, your turn. You ready?
Ready.
Let's do this. The dimensions of your handle really fit my hand. Anywhere I go, it stays right where it has to be. Your edge easily cut through these ratchets on both sides. Your blade will cut. Good job.
Right on.
Next up is the strength test. Dave?
Gentlemen, to test the strength of your weapon, I'm going to chop into this ice block 4 times with each edge of your sword. Dan, you're up. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the other side. Well, I don't see any chipping or warping, so the edge held up very nicely. That guard is so lean that as I'm striking, the blade wants to turn in my hand.
Okay.
But I did a good job. Nicely done. So, Neil, your turn. You ready?
Ready.
Now the other side. This is heavy. You see the Cinquedeas with the multiple fullers. And the purpose of that is to take that mass out of it. It's not balanced badly because you've got really thick tang on there. I see no damage. I can't feel any rolling. So it held up beautifully. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Dan, Neil, the judges have completed their deliberation, but in this arena of competition, there can only be one Forged in Fire champion. Neil. Congratulations, you are the Forged in Fire champion. Dan, unfortunately, your blade did not make the cut. Neil, you picked a hell of a way to tell the world that you're here. Congratulations, you are the Forged in Fire champion and will be receiving that check for $10,000. What are you feeling right now?
It's overwhelming.
Great job.
My son is going to be ecstatic that I won. We've been watching this show on the couch last season to me being on it. Forged in Fire champion, that's me. So crazy.
The Moro Kris. The Kris came into existence around 1361 AD in the kingdom of Majapahit, East Java. Believed to be the primary weapons wielded by Asian warriors, its distinctive wavy blade creates a wider wound during combat, causing the victim to quickly bleed to death. The hilt is viewed as a work of art and is often carved in meticulous detail from precious wood, gold, or ivory. In popular culture, the Kris can be seen in the video game Mortal Kombat.
The unique design of a Moro Kris is even made more distinct by its fluid, wave-like edges. It can thrust, but its primary purpose is slashing and chopping. To test your Kris's ability to perform according to its ancient design, I will use it to chop and slice against these moving targets. Mace, you're up first. Are you ready?
Sure.
Nice. Nice balance, nice recovery. Allows you to just move with the blade. Good job.
Thank you.
Mary, you're next. You ready?
Certainly am.
Well, Murray, the balance of this blade allows me to chase an attack, and it will come with me. On the recovery to go to another attack, it will stay with me. It doesn't go away from me. It will slice. Good job.
Thank you.
To test the lethality of your Kris, I will take your weapon. I'm going to strike into this animal carcass. Mace, you're up first. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Well, it cut cleanly through the spine, all the way through the meat in one big sweeping slash. It will kill. Good job.
Thank you very much.
Mary, you're up next. You ready?
Yep.
When cutting through, there was a slight drag you feel in the cut, but it did cut very cleanly through. It's a very, very sharp blade. It will kill. Bamboo is a very durable material. Ounce for ounce, it is stronger than concrete, brick, or wood. To test the strength of your Kris, I will deliver 4 strikes into the bamboo to see how well your weapon stands up. Mace, you're up. Well, no damage to the blade, sir. It chopped nicely, but a couple of times over there, it did want to fall out of my hand just because it's so heavy on the blade. But nonetheless, looks like your edge did hold up. Murray, you're up. You ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Murray, looks like your blade edge held up with the chops. It almost clearly sliced all the way through. But there is now an issue that we're looking at with your blade. I think there might be a little bend here caused from chopping into the bamboo. But other than that, it still has a very sharp edge. The strength of the blade held up. Good job.
Thank you.
I'm pleased with the performance of my blade, but I think Murray's blade did well too, and I think it's going to be a tough decision for the judges.
Gentlemen, both of you have been outstanding competitors through 3 rounds of competition. In 5 days, you have fabricated, fully functioning Moro Krises that you should both be proud of. But there can only be one champion. Mace, you are the Forged in Fire champion.
Yes! Congratulations.
Thank you, Murray.
Nice job, man.
Thanks very
I'm
much.
happy for you.
Murray, unfortunately, your Kris did not make the cut.
Murray, I find that weapon absolutely beautiful and comfortable, but the fact that there's a soft core in there somewhere and that it picked up a bend where your opponent's blade did not, that was the deciding factor, and that's why we had to let you go.
Murray, please surrender your weapon.
While there's always a disappointment when one puts their best effort forward and doesn't win. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, thank you, Murray.
I do feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude for having been able to participate. Mace made the better blade, and I'm proud of him.
Mace, congratulations.
Nice. Fantastic. I mean, the steel's beautiful. I like how you did the file work on the blade. The blade held up beautifully. The edge is razor sharp. You should be exceptionally proud of that piece. You did a great job.
I'm the Forged in Fire champion. I feel good, and I'm glad it came out on top. I'm the tiger.
The Wind and Fire wheel. A rare and unique Chinese weapon, the Wind and Fire wheels were multifunctional tools utilized in martial arts dating back over 500 years. Approximately 1 foot in diameter, the wheels featured a sturdy wrapped grip, along with short but lethal protruding blades. Those trained in the use of the weapon were highly specialized, needing precise movements to execute blocking, thrusting, and slashing maneuvers. In Chinese mythology, the Wind and Fire wheels were wielded by the god Ni-za and have been popularized in the video game Dynasty Warriors.
Bladesmiths, to find out what kind of lethal damage your weapon will do, I will take your rings and deliver slashes and thrusts on this big carcass. Rebel, you're up first. You ready?
More than ready.
Nice job. All right. I like the construction here. It's unique. I've never seen this done before. It makes it very sturdy, but it adds a little more weight to it. It makes sighting it a little bit more difficult, but yet, once you get going, your Wind and Fire will kill. Thank you. Good job. All right, Chuck, your turn. You ready?
I'm ready.
It ain't critical.
First up, it's obvious. The problem here is you lost the blade. With the welds that you have here, it broke. That's why you have other blades to help out with the fight. Your blades are wicked sharp. Because they're so much lighter, the cuts are deeper and sharper. Because your damage is not catastrophic, it will kill. Next up, the strength test. Dave?
Now, to test the strength and overall construction of your Wind and Fire rings, I'll be attacking our bamboo wushu dummy. Rebel, you're up first. You ready?
Definitely.
All right.
Damn.
Okay, so right off, Rebel, those points are wicked. They are nice and sharp and strong. There's a lot of weight to these blades, but I think your construction technique is brilliant. Nicely done.
Thank you.
All right, Chuck, you ready?
Yep.
Okay. So, Chuck, we lost another one. They feel good, they're light, they're fast, they're sharp, but they're coming apart. So, Chuck, the bottom line is, with this kind of damage, I can't safely continue to test these.
I understand.
All right.
Chuck, now we have a vote of no confidence from the judges to move forward in this testing. And for that reason, I have to ask you to please leave the forge.
Thanks for putting on a good fight.
Well, Rebel, this is a competition where the best blade wins, and your pair of apocalypse rings have definitely put you on top. Congratulations, you are our new Forged in Fire champion, and that's a title that comes with a check for $10,000. Good job, brother.
I am a Forged in Fire champion.
Good job, brother.
And it feels really great. Although I'm very proud of Chuck for pushing through and being a real fighter, I didn't want to win like this. But I've learned that with a little ingenuity and a little crazy, you can turn the impossible into the possible and totally win this.
The Rooster Head French Pioneer Sword. The Rooster Head Pioneer Sword was a key utility tool for French military engineers known as sappers during the 19th century. The weapon was a jack of all trades, featuring a sawback essential for clearing brush and building fascines, and a sharp clip point lethal in hand-to-hand combat. Most notable is the weapon's pommel, featuring a decorative Gaelic rooster, the unofficial symbol of France, representing vigilance, hope, and triumph. This iconic weapon can be seen in the video game Mount and Blade Warband, Napoleonic Wars.
All right, bladesmiths, your blades look lovely, but are they deadly? I'm gonna take your weapons, deliver some lethal cuts and slashes on this goat carcass. It's time to find out if they're ready for a cockfight, or they're gonna play chicken. All right, Steven, let's talk about your sword here. It's beautiful looking, but it's a heavy sword. But that lends itself to deliver very deep cuts with every swing. And more importantly, it will kill. All right, Cade, your turn. So you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, Cade, let's talk about your sword here. Your handle construction fits perfectly in my hand. Now, your edge is pristine, no glints, no rollings whatsoever, and most importantly, it'll kill.
All right, gentlemen, welcome to the strength test, the log chop. Now, to test the strength and overall durability of your blades, I'll be chopping on this log. All right, Stephen, you're up first. You ready for this?
Let's do it.
Right, first off, Stephen, nice job on the castings. They're nicely done. Your handle is about an inch too long. It allows my hand to travel around a lot. Your blade took no damage whatsoever. Good job.
Thanks.
All right, Cade, you're up next. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, Cade, your blade, good condition, no rolls, no chips, still sharp as it was when I started. Good job.
All right, bladesmiths, this is the sharpness test the Scarecrow saw and slice. Test the sawbacks on your weapon. I'll be sawing into the wooden dowels. Then I'll test the edge by cutting the watermelon and the sugarcane bundle. Steven, you're up first. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right, Steven, let's talk about your sawback here. Once it gets started, it starts to saw. It works. It's a functional sawback in there. You're able to dig into the dowel. Your edge is sharp. No issues cutting on the watermelon, and the weight alone is gonna just chop that whole thing off. Overall, sir, it'll cut.
Thank you.
All right, Cade, your turn. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, Cade, sawback. These teeth are sharp. Even at the start, it already digs in. A couple of slices in there, it's already digging right into the wooden double. Your edge, no issues whatsoever. Cuts to the watermelon and cuts the rest of the sugarcane bundles. Overall, sir, it'll cut.
Thank you.
All right, bladesmiths, the weapons tests are complete, and the judges literally had to weigh the details. The new Forged in Fire champion is... Cade, congratulations. You are the Forged in Fire champion. Steven, your blade is 2 pounds heavier than Cade's blade, making it less wieldy. Additionally, your handle is a little bit out of proportion with the blade, and it's for that reason that you cannot be the Forged in Fire champion. Cade, congratulations. You are the Forged in Fire champion, and that is a title that comes with a check for $10,000. How do you feel right now?
Cockle-diddle-doo.
Good job, my friend. You made a fine rooster-headed French pioneer sword. Come on forward and shake our hand.
I am super psyched right now. I am so proud of myself, and I thank God that I had this opportunity. I got to keep working hard and keep on trying to climb that ladder, you know? 10 grand is college funds.
The Jumanji Yari. Originating in the 1500s, the Jumanji Yari was carried by Japanese soldiers known as the Ashigaru. These peasant foot soldiers relied on the long-shafted spear for its reach and versatility in combat. Using the weapon's double-edged crossbars to disarm and pull mounted samurai from their horses, the Ashigaru could then employ the razor-sharp central blade to fatally skewer the fallen enemy, and all from a comfortable distance. Today, video game enthusiasts can unleash the Jumanji Yari's devastating capabilities in the game Shadow Fight 2.
The Yari, with its long handle and multi-pronged spear, makes it a trifecta of points and edges in a deadly weapon. To see what kind of lethal damage your weapon will do, I will take your Yari and deliver multiple slashes and thrusts on this big carcass. Fuad, you're up first. You ready?
Oh, I'm ready. Oh, Jesus.
All right, Fuad, let's talk about your Yari here. We felt that it had very good balance to it, that on the initial slash right here, it dug in into flesh, then it hit the spine. The transference of energy hit a weak spot into your handle over here, but it still had a secondary cut all the way through. I would consider your blade a kill.
Thank you. Mine was beautiful, well made. and some wood grain, just, you know.
Fuad, your weapon suffered a catastrophic failure. Now, that's bad. However, you're not out of this competition yet. Jacob, your Yari still must perform in this kill test. Let's see what happens.
All right, Jacob, let's talk about your Yari. In the initial swing, instead of being able to cut cleanly with this part to cut through, this got in the way with the angle that it had. But let's talk about these particular blades. They are sharp enough to penetrate into the pig carcass. The thrust is really devastating and very deep into that. Your handle construction, it stayed true. No issues at all. Overall, your weapon will kill.
Thank you, sir. My Yari held up, and I'm just, thank you, God.
Well, Fuad, the blades of your Yari were beautifully constructed. The overall weapon was very elegant. However, your shaft broke in our first test, and we cannot move forward in this competition because that is a catastrophic weapon failure, and I have to ask you to please leave the forge. Jacob, you are the Forged and Fire champion and will be receiving a check for $10,000. Good job. How do you feel right now?
I feel amazing. I came here to prove that I can actually come out here at 19 and compete with serious knife makers. Thank you, sir. Really, I would have liked to beat Fuad in a different way, but I'm Forged and Fire champion at $10,000. It's awesome.